Welcome viewers to a very special Train Sim World 6 video. Today we are going through the list of all the Train Sim World DLCs that I am excited for releasing in 2026 and beyond. We're going to go in ascending order for the ones I'm least excited about, but will still probably get on release, all the way to the ones that I've literally dreamed about. I'm being serious. So, starting off, we have Lisbon to Setúbal from Virtua via 360, who are a new third-party developer for the game. The route will be 54 kilometers or 30 miles long from Lisbon to Setúbal. It will be overhead electrified on Iberian broad gauge, not standard gauge. So it'll be the first broad gauge route of any kind in the game, and it will have the Fartagus Series, I think that's how you pronounce it, Series 3500 electric multiple unit included as the only motive power. And it's guaranteed that we'll only see it because, well, it's a different gauge to literally everything else in this game. So, why I'm excited for this route? Number one, it's the first route set in Portugal, and I think that's just cool. Like, yeah, the Series 3500 unit, well, looks pretty dang decent and is officially branded with Fartagus branding, which looks pretty dang good. And the route will be a bit short, like 54 kilometers is not the longest route at the end of the day. However, it will have the, not shown in this video, but it will have the 25 de Abril suspension bridge over the Bay of Lisbon included, which is an absolutely giant suspension bridge. Look it up. And yeah, while not the biggest or best looking route in the game, it does look decent. So let's go on to the next one. Alright, so next up on the list is Liberec to Stara Paka by Vector Simulations. This will be the first Czech route in the game. It's going to be standard gauge, unelectrified, and I can't remember how long the route runs for, so please remind me of it down in the comments, but it will have a decent rolling stock selection from the get-go. It will have the Class 843 diesel rail car and Class 750 diesel locomotive in multiple different liveries, and also the 750, as you can see, will have a modelled engine bay, and will have custom passenger coaches, custom freight wagons. The reason I don't know what kinds they are because, well, I don't know Czech railways. Both the 843 and the 750 are operated by České dráhy, or Czech Federal Railways in real life. However, the stock in-game will be unbranded due to lack of a license and all that, which is a bit of a shame, but totally understandable. The rolling stock will still have realistic colors, and the scenery looks superb. Like, I will admit to, before this, not knowing anything about Czech railways, but the level of quality here is just too high to ignore. It looks insane! Like, this is easily Just Train's level of quality here, and I'm saying that as a compliment. Yeah, this looks wow. Like, what I am really also surprised about is the amount of assets that are the level of assets that are completely custom. I'm seeing hardly any 3D assets reused from previous routes in the game. All of it looks custom made. This must have taken thousands of hours in order to pull off. And I must say, the developers have done, even though this is work in progress, the developers look to have done an absolutely superb job, and I look forward to playing this. Okay, so next up on the list is the Expert Deutsche Bahn BR145 by Train Sim Germany. This will have this is a follow-up to the DBBR 101 Expert that they released in August 2024, I think, which is, I'll just say it, is one of my favorite German trains is my favorite German train in the game, and is basically the only study level train in the entire game. And I'm not joking, it is properly study level. All the circuit breakers are modeled. And yeah, it looks as though TSG are going to be improving on that formula with the 145. So it will have a Deutsche Bahn and RBH livery, and new expert level features such as manual brake hose operation with working angle cocks, which will be most definitely a first for the game. And not only that, we're getting new T3000E container wagons and a new Dresden-Leipzig timetable. So here we go. The pictures are obviously quite early on in release. Early on in the work. The 145, you're probably thinking, oh, that looks like a ton of other trains we've got before. And that's because it's a derivative of the Bombardier Trax family, which we've already had the 185 and 146 from. They've been in the game for ages at this point. But yeah, this will be a completely new model, completely new train to the game as well. And the T3000E wagons also look quite good as well. And then here's a picture on Dresden-Leipzig. Yeah, and that's about all we know. But I am really, really looking forward to this, because one of my gripes with the Dresden-Leipzig route is it doesn't have an expert level timetable so you can drive the 101. And I want to drive the Expert 101 on the full Dresden-Leipzig run, but I can't because it, for some reason, only the normal 101 substitutes in, which is quite annoying, I will say. But yeah, hopefully this will bring an expert timetable, so not only you can drive the 145, can't English sometimes, but hopefully we can also drive the Expert 101 on Dresden-Leipzig as well. And I'm not saying that to deprecate the 145. I'm going to have a heck of a time driving this locomotive. It will probably be my go-to German freighter from now on. But one thing I'm hoping is it substitute all the German freighters in this game currently seem to substitute between each other across all the routes. Like, for example, the Deutsche Bahn Vectron is only comes with Kinzigtalbahn, but is drivable on basically any freight run on any German route in the game. And I'm hoping the 145 will do the same. So fingers crossed that'll actually happen. It isn't confirmed, of course, but we will see. Next up, we have another Train Sim Germany product. This is the Neckartalbahn, Heidelberg to Neckarels. And what I'm excited about with this is we get a new German steam locomotive. I was stunned when this was announced. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought there wasn't going to be any more Steam development ever for this game. And look, and we're finally getting German Steam in the game. That is one of my dreams come true. I'd never heard of the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR23 before, but it looks great. Like, first impressions, like the weathering is done incredibly nicely, and that two-tone black and red livery is just, oh my goodness, that is beautiful. So it will be only 53 kilometers long, the Neckartalbahn, but if TSG's two previous routes, the Niddertalbahn and Mittenwaldbahn, are anything to go off, the scenery will more than make up for the route length, for the short route length. It will have 15 stations. The route will be set in 1974, which I think that's far before any other German route in this game. I think the earliest set German route before was Mittenwaldbahn in 1989. So, yeah. The only confirmed rolling stock is the Deutsche Bundesbahn BR23 steam locomotive, and it looks as though we'll be getting some new passenger coaches as well. But since the line is fully electrified, we will get some kind of electric traction, but we just do not know what that is yet. So, yeah. Here we go, some more pictures of the 23. Oh, she's beautiful. I cannot wait to take this thing for a spin. Um, so yeah, the TSG team are working on a series of improvements to the old Steam simulation physics, which are somewhat busted to this day, and are actively developing these for Nekataban, but any existing Steam content will not be impacted. So the 4 previous Steamers, the Stania 8F, the Jubilee, the Fowler 4F, and the Flying Scotsman will not be impacted by these, which is a bit of a disappointment, but yeah. So yeah, this is the route. So we start off at Heidelberg Hauptbahnhof on the left, on the western side, and then the route winds around a bit. It looks as though we will be getting a short branch to Schönau, which should be nice. And then the route continues, passes Eberbach Industry Branch there, and then heads all the way to Neckarels. And then we'll have Heidelberg Yard, which no longer exists today, which should be fun. And yeah, that's pretty much all we know about Nekataban at the moment. One thing I'm really hoping is that TSG make these Steam simulation improvements available to all third parties, so people who want to make a Steam engine can use the improved physics. And knowing TSG, I know it's a bit of a tall order for them to improve the busted Steam physics up to a somewhat realistic level, but I have the feeling that they can deliver on them. Right, next item on the list, please. Next up, we have the first route from community modders turned developers, Firefly Simulations. This is the Medway Valley line, which strewed to Tonbridge, and it will be the next southeastern route in the game. So, yeah, we'll have a... Yeah, I don't really know where to start with this. So, rolling stock will have the Class 375/3 and the 375/6 with new audio, GSMR, radio functionality, and God mode. So, we already had the 375 in the game, but that was the 375/9 with Southeastern High Speed. These are 2 new variants of the 375 with the AD trans headlights, with new audio recorded, the radio functionality, and God mode, of course. So, I don't know exactly what station this is. I can't see a sign. I'm not too familiar with this line. So, yeah. So, we'll have a 26 new miles of track and 13 updated miles of track. So, so those 13 updated miles of track are the Hoo Junction to Rainham section of line, which is a total of 13 miles of track that will be updated, and then 26 new miles from Strood to Tonbridge. And looking at these shots, the level of clutter here is just insane. Like, the level of trackside detail and the plants and the signal boxes and the weathered bridge, and wow. Southeastern High Speed was good, but this is a whole new level. For PC players, all the level of quality you're used to in the Fife Circle and West Coast Mainline enhancement packs is present, but dialed up to 11, with the team having full control by making the route from scratch, with it, which will be available for Gen 9 console players as well. However, I'm not sure Gen 8 will have access to this. Frankly, I'm surprised Gen 8 consoles are still supported. They're more than half a decade out of date at this point, and the fact that they're still supported is just bananas. Anyway, the 375/3 will be the primary traction. So the GSMR radio will be fully modeled, and you can key in your head code at the start of every service, like you could on some of the Armstrong Powerhouse enhancement packs from TS Classic, and but it will be more than that, because you can then have a simulated conversation with the signaler, and you can even hear different voices based on the nearest local signal box. The 375/3 will be getting a full new sound set, full guard mode functionality, dynamic suspension support, and passenger announcements, and a 375/6 is included as an extra bonus. Like, yeah, and then look, guard panel simulated, of course, but it looks as though the little camera here will actually, quotes, work. I don't know if that's a static image or an actual video feed, but we'll see. There'll be half-hourly services based on the 2025 working timetable, as well as extended Tonbridge runs and other alternative movements throughout the day. The Class 395 and 465 will also layer in for Southeastern High Speed, and I believe, hang on, if we go back up, I believe it, no, I think it down, I believe it has a list. So, Class 395 and 465 from Southeastern High Speed will layer in, the Thameslink Class 700, Cargo Line Volume 2 aggregate services, which will be very nice indeed, and more. So, yeah. There's going to be a ton of different stuff. And it will come to Trains of World in 2026. So, at least we have a confirmed release year, which just so happens to be the line's 170th anniversary. Like, great accidental timing, guys, but oh my goodness, this is going to be so good. Like, the level of quality here is just, like, adding features which I never thought were even going to ever be added in. I thought it was just like a... yeah. Like, yeah. And I do want to add one thing that, yeah, Dovetail's Jamie, I think it was Jamie, said that, in one of the recent Discord Q&As, someone said, can we expect to see model GSMR implemented on other routes now that Firefly are doing it for Medway Valley? And JB said, yeah, probably. So, Dovetail might take this, might use this for other routes as well. So, which is also a gigantic bonus. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and I cannot wait to see what the Firefly Simulations team do next after this as well, because whatever they seem to have a bit of a Midas touch, touching whatever they turn into absolute perfection. But yeah, we'll see if my hopes get justified. Next up, we have the Cumbrian Coast Carlisle to Whitehaven route as the next 1980s route from Just Trains. We will be talking about Crewe to Preston. Don't you worry, that's the next one on the list. But yeah, after Crewe to Preston, Just Trains are making another diesel-only route, which is going to be their first set of Blackpool branches. The first one, sorry, can't English. The route will feature the Class 108 diesel multiple unit. And since they're 108s in preservation, I really hope that they can record some real-life sounds off a real 108. But yeah, the route will be 40 miles long and will run along the coast between Workington and Whitehaven. And we will have some new wagons with it, but we do not know what those wagons are yet. So we'll see. The development of the route is obviously very early, so the only shots are a couple of work-in-progress grayscale renders of the Class 108. So, yeah, there's the front end, there's the interior, classic manual transmission, so that should be interesting. And it looks as though we will have an AWS system as well. So here's the route map. So the section from Carlisle, Upper Yard and Depot, Carlisle and Kingmore will be recycled from West Coast Mainline Preston to Carlisle, and then the stretch from about here all the way down to here will be brand new to the game. So it looks as though we'll have like somewhat like quotes high speed running for a bit, and then we'll slow down and start winding a bit more once we get to the coast with more stops as well. It looks as though we'll have docks, steelworks, oil terminals, coal stuff. So I'm expecting some good, freight stuff to do with this. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. Next up, we have another West Coast mainline route set in the 1980s from Just Trains. This is Crewe to Preston. We won't have any new rolling stock with this route. Well, not new to the game, but we will have some new variants. We will have the Class 20/0 in BR Blue, the Class 47/3, which is a new variant to the game. I believe we only had the Stroke 4 before, but I could be wrong. And we'll also have the Class 86/4, which is also a new variant to the game. So, yeah. So, what's this? Salop Goods Junction. And it looks as though Just Trains are applying their usual level of meticulously done detail. Yeah, this is going to be the third 1980s set BR era route from Just Trains after Blackpool Branches and Preston to Carlisle, and then this will be followed up by Cambrian Coast, which you just checked out. So yeah, so we will have so here's the updated cab for the Class 47/3, complete with slow speed control for cargo loading and unloading, which looks pretty nice if I do say so myself. Then, so what is this? Some sort of power plant. Does it say what it is? Fiddler's Ferry Power Station. Nice. So that'll be like one of the major power station. I think it would be the first like really obvious power station. Well, the second one after what is it? Ratcliffe Power Station on Skyhook Games Midland Mainline. So looks like this will be what is this one? Newton Le Willow Station. I can just read that there. That also looks insane. That looks beautiful. Then this is hang on, let me lean it a bit. As far as I can tell, that says Spring Branch Maintenance Depot. Looks pretty good, and it looks as though it'll have an interior model as well. And then this is Warrington, I think? Maybe. That also looks great. And that's not all the images we have, because we also had a work in progress image for the Class 20 and the Class 86 a while back, but yeah. This is the latest update we've had from the Just Trains team. And let's go on to the next one. Next up, we have the Great Western Express Remaster and Great Western Railway HST Farewell Pack. This project has been in the works for a fair while now. It's been well over a year since it was initially announced. And yeah, this remaster is being done by Grump Dog Games, otherwise formerly known as Dovetail Games as Liam. And yeah, so basically, to start off, there's a lot to go through. The first thing to do is to say is that the Paddington to Reading section will be fully updated to modern standards. Rail singing and AI horns will be implemented, and like modern lighting. And then there'll also be the underground line from Paddington to Ealing Broadway completed, and also be able to be driven on as well. Unfortunately, neither the Heathrow branch nor the Thames Valley branch lines seem to be included, which is a bit of a shame since I was hoping they would be included, but it's a remaster, not a totally new route, so that makes sense. And yeah, so starting then with the rolling stock, we'll have the GWR HST with GWR Green and First Great Western liveries. However, the First Great Western livery will not have any branding on it for some reason. Then there'll also be multiple different formations. It'll be brought up to modern standards, and it'll have multiple different car formations. Then the Class 166 will also be updated to modern standards with GWR and First Great Western liveries. Again, the First Great Western one will be unbranded. And also, the Class 165 will be included for the first time, which is the two-car variant of the 166 in both GWR and First Great Western liveries. The layer list is so long that my arm almost fell. My arm just, like, isn't long enough to to reach the length of the list. So Cargo Lines Volume 1 Petroleum, Volume 2 Aggregates, Volume 4 Military. Class 350 layers in from West Coast Mainline South in a new Heathrow Connect livery. The 1972 tube stock from West Coast Mainline South layers in. The Class 484 from the Island Line 2022 layers in, but in a backdated state in its old London Transport livery. Flying Scotsman layers in for some rail tours. Diesel Legend stock layer in. I'm beginning to run out of breath. I'm trying to remember what other layers they have. Class 220 from Riviera layers on at Reading. Then, yeah, you'll have to consult the list yourself because it is gigantic. But, yeah. It's just bananas how big this remaster is. And it looks beautiful. I've been waiting for this for so long. I got the Great Western Express route because I'm quite familiar with the Paddington to Reading route in real life, and I thought it's quite old, but I might as well buy it just because I'm quite familiar with the line. And now that it's getting remastered, this might become my favorite British route in the game, And yeah, the GWR HST Farewell Pack as well will add a ton of new liveries for the HST and looks excellent as well. So yeah, I am blown away by Liam's job here because this is just amazing, and I cannot wait to see this. Apparently, it's coming quite early in 2026 as well, so I'm really hoping to see it soon. Last up, we have Union Workshop's Tadami line, the first Japanese route for the game, and of course you all knew it was coming. This route will run for 88 kilometers from Aizu Wakamatsu to Tadami in the Japanese prefecture of Fukushima. The rolling stock included will be the Kiha 40 diesel railcar in JR Tohoku, white and two-tone green, JR National Orange, and JR Niigata two-tone blue and white. I actually have seen JR National Orange Kiha 40s in real life, and I have the footage to prove it. Go look at my recent train spotting at Takaoka Station video. This route looks absolutely insane. Like, Union Workshop have been known to make some routes with poor scenery quality, but this just blows all of their old products out of the water. The level of custom assets, the detail, the sounds on the 40, like, this is absolutely insane. And there's a maple tree right there. For instance, that's a totally new asset. Those houses are new assets. It's like, when I say I'm excited for this route, that's a mild understatement, because I've been waiting for a Japanese route to come to this game for many, many years at this point, and the fact that we are going to finally get one after all this time, it's just a dream come true, really. And the fact that I've able to go and see these running in real life and get footage of them is just even better. And yeah, so yeah, that'll be all for this video. I think I've made my opinions clear on pretty much every add-on listed in this video, and make sure you let me know in the comments what add-ons you are most looking forward to, because this list barely scratches the surface of all the DLCs, especially from third parties that are coming to the game. You will notice that there are no Dovetail Games add-ons on this list. Shouldn't that say something about their quality standards? But to be fair, some of Dovetail's products are decent. Zvola to Groningen, Cardiff City Network, those have been some very good routes. But I digress. Anyway, so yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.